Hey kids, you trying to get into Segment City? Well, you really shouldn't, because Segment City is a mature podcast, and listener discretion is advised. I'm just trying to look at... I know I'm in an alleyway. I know how I look, but I got some fireworks for you kids. I got snakes and I got sparklers. That's all I got. Oh, don't give me that. It's just a growth. It's just a growth on one butt cheek. It's only on one.
That's called a butt cheek.
The doctors say
the growth
if
is
it was,
the butt cheek.
They've seen it on both. They've never seen it only on one.
You only have one butt cheek?
Only in Segment City. Welcome to Segment City.
The good doctors, the Metropolitan Hospital of Segment City.
Yes. Hey, I'm Will Kane.
And I'm Theo Sabakos. Welcome back to Segment City.
Yeah, you came back. Thank you for that. This is a podcast, a comedy podcast, in which Theo and I present segments every week.
I think of it as a dramedy, because we have a lot of sexual tension.
Ooh.
So, it's a little bit of comedy, a little bit of dramedy.
Is it getting hot in here?
Well, you already have all your clothes off.
Don't. Hey, don't put the curtain that way.
Whoa. Fourth wall, officially.
That I am always naked in these... Now the listeners are going to envision me, Will Kane, in the nude. But now they heard about my butt cheeks. They heard about my growth butt cheeks. They
were already thinking about your butt cheeks.
They were. Hey, do you want... I'm going to start us off, as I always start us off.
Okay.
With a Will's...
Actually, you know what? Let me stop you right there.
He's stopping.
I'm upset a little bit. Will, have you thought about the year?
No.
The future? 2027?
No.
Because you know who has?
Who?
Disney and James Cameron. They've thought about 2027.
Oh, no.
And they've planned for us, the good people of planet Earth.
Of Earth.
An Avatar movie every other year, starting in 2021, for 5 consecutive series.
Every other year?
2021, 2023, 2025, and 2027. The world will be gifted with more blue people.
Theo, answer me this. Riddle me this, Batman. Riddle me this. When did the first Avatar come out?
I can answer that. Hold on. I think it was 2010. 2010, yes.
That is 9 years ago. They've been spending 9 years.
Avatar was released December 18th, 2009.
Okay, so 10 years. Literally 10 years.
10 years after.
One movie. I know it was like one of the highest grossing movies ever.
Yeah.
There's only been one movie. He's been working on this fucker for 10 years.
And
now they're like, fucking pump it out. Pump it out.
He's been stewing on this. He's been he's been jailed railroad martining this nonsense.
How are they going to do 5 movies in a row? He can't do one more in a row.
He can't do one more. Hey, James, you're struggling to come up with an idea for number 2.
James.
What happens 2 years after that when they're like, we need a number 3?
Yeah,
and then a 4.
The first one wasn't even original. How are they going to come up with more? I feel like the Avatar universe is not very rich. It's not.
I'm going to lay this on you.
Uh-huh.
If someone was born when the first Avatar movie came out, by the time the last one came out, they could legally vote.
How long is James Cameron going to live?
There is an 18-year arc in Avatar 5.
My question is, are they going to use the ghosts of James Cameron to direct this feature? Because they're going to robot with his
According
brain.
to Avatar, you don't need people to make a movie. You just need computers.
So full George
they're going to have
Lucas.
James Cambot.
George Lucas.
He's going to have James Cambot.
Uh-huh.
And he's going to be the director on Avatar 5. And it's going to be called Avatar 5 Bleep Blue.
The search for more money.
The search for empty pockets. We go diving back. We come back to your
China's
pockets.
money.
We realize you've already given us 4 movies worth of money, but we're going to look again.
Is anyone excited?
That's my main question. Who gives a hell?
China
Who gives
does.
a friggin'
China
gravity?
loved Avatar, if I remember correctly.
Is that true? I know globally it did really well, but it was mostly because it was 2009 and they did 3D. It was
Is there
cool, right?
any other movie that has a land in Disney World that only has one movie? Because there is Avatar World.
Interesting.
Or they're making Avatar World.
Interesting. Is there? I bet.
Because Godfather had 3 movies. Guess what? No Godfather World. In Disney World.
No Godfather World. You walk past it and you get shot.
Yes.
That's Godfather World.
It is
the hologram of Marlon Brando. I want you to
Kiss the ring.
Kiss the ring. Welcome to Godfather world. I want you to know that you're
What if
like
they
a
got the
son to
actual
me.
Marlon Brando and he's just really freaking old?
Like, are you... Here's the question, because Marlon Brando is 100% dead.
100%.
Do you think Marlon Brando's alive? 2, do you think it's just his reanimated corpse?
Do you think they
3,
okay, no, they hired him to play in Godfather World, and then no one came, and everyone forgot, and he's just still there. The bones of Marlon are still hanging out.
I'm still here.
I'm still here.
I'm still on
the
contract.
ring is on the floor because it fell off my
Kiss
hand.
it off of my skeleton head.
Spooky skeleton Godfather crossover event.
I don't need this.
I don't need this.
Avatar's not even, like...
Another question,
think about Avatar World, it's one conflict.
Yeah.
I don't need any more. I'm good.
Yeah.
Like, I know Star Wars is based off of, like, one conflict, and that's the problem people are having with it right now.
Yeah.
Is that it's one conflict.
I really feel like they should take the money they were
And
throwing at these 4 new sequels and
And-
come up with a new, better
End world.
a more interesting alien species, a more interesting conflict.
Hey, I'm going to do you one better. Make a literal better world. Push that money towards homeless people that give them homes.
Okay, well, they're not in the business
Yes,
of
I
making
know,
homeless
but
people
still.
have homes, but
Feed the hungry. But Disney
feed
won't.
all of Hungary for one year.
I want you to take a look at the sound waves right there and notice that very long pause.
That was a long.
That is a long pause. I'm going to use that to noise cancel later.
Jeez. Anyways,
Tough crowd.
My point stands that
That you hate it.
don't. I
and
hate
it's
it.
poopy.
I hate it.
I agree with you, and I love you. Now, can I get to my no? Do you want to talk about it more or?
No, I'm good. I'm good.
Okay, did you get it out of your system?
It's out of my system.
But I agree.
I've never met anyone who is excited about Avatar.
Mr. Cameron.
I've never met Mr. Cameron.
Mr. Cameron, hey.
Mr. Cameron actually is my roommate,
Message-
and he's not even that excited about Avatar.
Message
He's like,
from the
Uncle
Segment City
Disney
Boys.
wants me to move this assignment. I have to do these four movies. Oh,
I'm just doing this until I can work on my dream project.
this is just my summer job.
This is just my summer job, is working on 20 Avatar movies.
All right, we can move on. What's your thing?
All right.
Tell me about your thing.
I mean, your thing is probably better, but mine's is also Disney related.
Hold on there. No, I'm just kidding. You could go.
All right. Will's stupid thought. Goofy's parents really set him on a particular path when they named him Goofy. Imagine if he was just a solemn man. He's like, hello, I'm a tax collector. My name's Goofy.
Do you think
My friends call me Goo.
goo?
Goo.
Hey, please don't goo.
Hello, I'm Goofy.
You don't think that it's a nickname? You don't think he was born a different Christian name?
Here's the question. Because I have a subheading. Because I asked my lovely girlfriend, Annie, this. And she also didn't think Goofy was his Christian name.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Begs the question, what's Goofy's real name then, Theo?
What's his real
If
name?
it's not Goo.
It's probably, oh no, it's probably Geronimo.
That's
And
worse.
Goofy is short.
That's also Goofy.
That is Goofy.
Geronimo makes me think of adventure. And Goofy is just a fucking idiot.
Goofy goes on adventures, you know?
His name's
What if
Ronald. What?
What if he didn't like his name, the name he was given, and he started introducing himself as Goofy? What if he gave himself the name Goofy?
What if
Oh,
his name's also Mickey? And Mickey's like, oh, we can't have this. There can only be one Mickey here.
can't have conflict.
There's a conflict of interest and people like me better, Goofy. That's your name now, Goofy. He's like, gosh, but my parents named me Mickey in front of the Lord.
Having two Mickeys would be Goofy. That's what I call you, Goofy.
And the Donald's just sitting there, and he has a regular name. He's like, shut up, Donald. No, you fucking boys.
Mickey out to be a real bad guy.
There's more Avatar needs to be
Oh
made. More Avatar.
Imagine James Cameron coming into a boardroom and Mickey is sitting down at the other end. We need more, James.
You thought I wasn't real. I am. This is the literal thing South Park did.
Did they? I don't know.
This is an actual bit from South Park. But we're just gonna... Also, follow-up question, because she also said Christian name. Does Christ exist in the Disney universe?
You bet your ass he does.
Is Goofy a Christian? Does
I
he?
mean-
Does he and the gang know what our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ?
Yeah, they meet up with their good pals, the VeggieTales guys. And they all go on a wholesome adventure to find out the birthplace of Jesus H. Christ.
I watched those. I don't even think I saw VeggieTales, so I can't do an impression of those characters.
You didn't?
You gotta do this by yourself, my friend. Do impressions of it.
Here we go.
You gotta
Wait,
do the whole
I'm
bit.
Remembering. Hold on. Booting from disc.
There's a cucumber.
Yeah. If you like to waltz with tomatoes, if a squash can make you smile.
Yeah, I like that.
Yikes. Okay. That's...
Is there a porn parody of VeggieTales?
We need to move on.
All right.
I don't want to talk about this. I don't want to talk about
We're
it
just
anymore.
talking about Jesus and Goofy. This is not going to get us in trouble at all.
Oh, jeez. Chubby tails.
Oh, no. I think it would be weird if, gosh, Mickey, you going to church later? I was thinking about it, but then I decided not to. Gosh, that's not very neighborly. Now Goofy's the villain.
You're making it seem like all of these people live in like a get out neighborhood.
Who says we don't?
Oh,
Disney owns you.
happiest place on earth.
Happiest place on earth, or else Disney's gonna
We're gonna get sued. Copyright strike. Bang.
We're gonna get destroyed.
Sued
But
straight to court.
what if this podcast just ended with a Disney SWAT team just like, get out on the ground?
That's illegal.
Wait, that's illegal.
That's illegal.
You can't talk about Mickey Mouse that way.
That's illegal.
He owns the gosh dang earth.
How's the gosh name? Hey, Will,
Yes.
I got a question for you.
Hmm.
How would you like $1 million?
$1 million for me?
For you?
For little old me?
Yeah. All you have to do is, in order to get nutrients from food, you have to rub them into your skin like lotion.
Wait. Are they all lotion form, or do I have to take an apple
that's
and
on
eventually
you.
wear it down
You could,
like sandpaper?
yeah, you could rub a banana all on your arm. It would be great.
Does it have to be on my... Okay, so let me
be on
get
your
this straight.
skin.
Let me get this straight. I go to lunch with my coworkers. I say, "Hey, John, how you doing?" They go, "I'm doing pretty good."
Let's meet up.
What do you got?
Let's go out.
And
Let's
I
get
go-
some
and I
ramen.
go-
Let's go to the ramen shop.
And I get my ramen. I take a handful of it.
You take
and
those
I
noodles
just
in your hand, and you just, you scrub them right in there.
scrub them in. Do I taste them? Or is it just for nutrition?
Yeah, you get just as well. Yeah, you taste it. You definitely taste it.
Does my skin taste things in general? Or does it have to be rubbed in?
It has to be rubbed in to taste it.
Okay, so I
Yeah.
can't be
You
on
can
the
turn
train
it on,
and like
you can
put
turn
my
it
hand
on
on the
and off.
pole
Yeah,
and be
no,
like,
okay.
"Ah,
I don't want to add extra unpleasantness. It's just the weirdness.
it's already
of you.
unpleasant. So I need to rub in. I think if I don't mean to critique your $1 million but I think
Sounds
it
like
would
you're about to
be
critique my $1 million, but
I think it would be better if
I
you have
ask
to
the questions here.
if you have to rub it into your belly
Oh, you
specifically.
have to like push it into your belly.
Like you specifically have to
like-
be like rub it on your belly just so it's not like everywhere.
I was just thinking of it as like a lotion, not like trying
Like
to.
you're just like
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Oh, this is good. Banana.
Oh, these mashed potatoes. Put them on
Carol, did you bring these cookies in?
my neck. Ugh.
They're good. Oh my goodness.
Some barbecue
Are they
sauce.
do they get absorbed?
Yeah, they get absorbed
It just
after a
goes-
while.
Like I
No,
need to
not
like
immediately.
mash
It's
it
like-
in.
It's like lotion on your hands, like where like your hands
eventually-
feel like a little lotiony for a while, and then after a while you stop noticing it.
Is it sticky like lotion? Like could I if
it
I
is.
talk
Well, it's like the texture. Like if you rubbed soup on yourself, it would feel like you had soup on yourself.
Oh. I'm very affectionate about eating things with my mouth. I've never thought I would have to say that, but
Your mouth would
I
then.
don't even,
You also wouldn't be able to use your mouth for tasting. Like if you put something in your mouth, it
Useless.
would just be like holding it in your hand. It'd be like the same
I
thing.
feel like this wouldn't be if there's no tasting of other stuff.
Hey, you never have to brush your teeth again.
That's true, but I gotta brush my
You gotta brush your
my fingers.
You'd have to
my-
shower at night.
You'd have to shower a lot. Do I taste? Wait, I wrote soap in. Oh damn it!
You have to taste soap.
Yeah.
You could get good flavored soap though. You could start a company that's good flavored soap.
I'm gonna wash myself with chocolate bars now. No, this is just weird.
You don't think so?
I feel like it's right on the edge. It's like because it's
But
not
imagine the
terrible.
flavors you could combine in your mouth. You have so much surface area in your body. You could combine all the flavors you wanted.
Oh my god! Are you suggesting like how people you like be like, I am a table for you to eat off of. Like rich people do that sometimes.
I think you're making this up.
I think I am too.
You don't know the height of class. You've never been to.
Are you? No. Are you suggesting that I am like half my body is peanut butter, half my body is Nutella?
Yeah, and then you just
maybe a strip of fluff,
and you start rubbing all over.
And I just start rubbing,
and it's a flavor explosion.
And I go, oh my god! And then.
Well, it's also like,
and then Andy walks in and goes, "What are you doing?" And you're like, "Don't look at me!"
As long as you kept rubbing it in, you continue to taste it, so you could have like a half hour of some more.
Peanut butter takes so long to like get off of your body if you ever get it out of your. So you be tasting that. I'm still tasting this peanut butter that I ate for breakfast. It's 12 o'clock at night.
Oh God,
this is too much.
You could just eat in the shower.
I'm going to be eating my soap, so yes.
Well, no, you could go in the shower. You go to the store.
Rub.
You come home with a pack of Driscoll's fresh strawberries.
The more I think about this, the more no.
And you come home, you take those bad boys right in the
skin feel of having strawberries, like rubbing the seeds, just start rubbing against my skin. No, no, you smiled at me and made that noise, and I hated it. I hated it more than anything recently. Not as much as the James Cameron thing, but enough. That I say no. What do you think?
I think I'd try it. I'd try
You can't do a...
I could try it.
You can't do a trial period of this.
Have a 1 week trial period.
I would try it.
Try it.
I'd try it. I think it would be too weird for me.
It would be weird. Imagine like...
I feel like it would be...
Imagine getting like a Dorito and like...
Hey guys, what's up? If you get anything on your... It's less awkward to rub something in, like when you have a chip with salsa and you go, oh, I spilled some on myself. You don't have to do the awkward lick off your hand. You just have to rub it.
Imagine if you were sitting at a table and you were eating chips and salsa and you just continuously were spilling it on yourself.
Oopsies.
You were picking up the salsa with the chip, missing your mouth, and not even eating the chip. You just went back and
like you're just
like, oh no.
You're one of those people in pornos that is just like, oh no, I spilled this salsa on myself.
Only you don't get changed. You just rub it in on yourself.
All right, Theo. Well, I have a segment for you that I like to call Versus, where we each have to make a pitch. This could also be called pitch versus pitch or something like that.
Pitch please.
Pitch please. Pitch please. Okay, that's a great one. Pitch please.
Pitch please.
Pitch please is I send Theo a prompt, and this week we both need to come up with a pitch for a game in which the protagonist does not move.
Yeah, and that was all the details you gave me. You gave me no other details.
I left it open because I wanted to get
know right now, you should go first because mine is just a goof.
It's straight up a goof?
I didn't have any good ideas, and so I was like, I'm just gonna goof this one.
Wonderful.
So, if you have a good idea, I would love to hear it.
Here's my idea. You play as a plant and you mash A to grow.
Boo!
No, that was a goof. All right, this is my actual thing. My initial thought was to have like a Edgar Allan Poe like heartbeat under the floorboards of like you play a dead body under floorboards and you play as a ghost. But I was like, I feel like that's just Ghost Trick. Like there are other games and like Murdered Soul Suspect, which is a game I didn't play. So I came up with a better idea. And it's based off of, my girlfriend told me about a book called The Dark Lord of Durkholm, in which it's a fantasy realm in which it's like a tourist attraction where people basically play NPCs in a fantasy realm and people trade off being like the Dark Lord. Huh. And it's like finally gotten to this one person who's just not Dark Lord at all. And so my pitch is you play as an NPC that can't move from their shop or whatever, like or their house or something, and they've been cursed by a villain. The problem is they don't know who the villain is. Like they made basically their own like fantasy world with NPCs, and you're one of them, and one of your clientele is the villain.
And so you have to figure out
who they are, and also you need to get enough materials by bartering and selling stuff to break the curse. Without letting on.
Wait, how do you break the curse?
By getting like a feather and getting all the items. But you can't let him know.
Is the villain trying to prevent you from getting these things?
Yes.
Interesting. But they're also trying not to
you don't know who he is, so you gotta like talk to the people and also like trade with them.
Ooh.
So this is like this turned into like an actual pitch where I'm this is interesting.
Have you heard of the game that's coming up called After Party? It's
Yes.
like, it's a game where
Give
the
me
main
a
mechanic
refresher.
is like, you're at a bar and you're drinking and the devil is the barkeeper.
Oh, I think I played it.
This is by the people
PAX
who-
East? Did I?
It's coming up. It's made by the people who made Oxenfree. It's like a little
Oh,
studio. It
yeah.
looks really cool. And like, you play,
Does
like-
it have
you
a
play,
boy
like,
and a
drinking-
girl?
Maybe. I think the protagonist is a girl.
Because I played a game at PAX East that sounded like that, where you play as a boy and a girl, and you're at like a bar and like their demon stuff, and you're
Yeah,
in the
that
underworld.
sounds, yeah, that's like it. That
And-
sounds like it.
I found it boring.
I mean, it's hard to that's probably a really hard game to demo at PAX because it's like,
It's
that's a narrative game.
I played like 10 minutes of it, and I was like, where is this plot even going? It felt like people trying to be too trendy with their dialogue.
Well, it's
instead
like-
of like,
it's like,
I didn't
hey,
do anything.
We're going to hand you 10 minutes of Red Dead Redemption, but it's going to be all conversation.
Yeah, that
Right?
would be,
Like-
I mean, I don't know what the gameplay is of the game,
Yeah.
which is a
Yeah.
problem.
I don't know. I saw the art style and I heard the pitch and I was
looked
like,
neat.
and I was like, that sounds cool enough.
I mean,
Like, I would probably play it.
It got me into the demo, but then
Right.
the demo didn't do any
Didn't hook you,
favors.
Yeah. Yeah. I just think it's a hard game to demo.
Yes.
It's a narrative game. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Anyway,
That sounds like a fun game though, the one you've pitched.
I'm
You play as a shopkeeper, like that sounds
I
like
thought it would be like thought it was gonna be funny. I was
That's
trying to come
good.
up with a funny one. I came up with a real idea.
Yep.
So
No, I like it. I
Your
think
pitch.
that
your pitch, please.
you could have like a side objective where it's like you're also trying to like keep the business of the shop afloat.
Yeah,
Like you actually need to like you actually do need to run a shop.
there is a game that you do play as like a shopkeeper.
Yeah.
And it's like you're a shopkeeper in an RPG. But this has the twist of like you're an NPC and you cannot move.
Right.
Of like, in your, like the existential horror of like, I am an NPC and I see all these adventurers come in and like take my stuff.
I didn't know how far you wanted to go with the not moving. My immediate thought was like VR games. Tons of VR games do this. People
Yeah.
don't move in VR.
Yeah.
Like,
That's, I kind of had the thought of like, how would you do this narratively? I would accept if it was like somebody in a wheelchair, like
Yeah.
somebody has to be pushed around. It's like,
Right.
you can have the protagonist technically move, but
Right.
like, it needs to be not by their own volition. Cause I didn't want like Mario, cause most games are about like you control the movement
Yeah.
and the movement is a big part of the game.
right.
So
Yeah.
what's your pitch?
All right. You ready?
We've been beating around the bush.
We're beating around the bush for this great game pitch I'm about to lay on you.
ready.
Get your wallet out.
It's already out.
Kickstart that game. New game from the makers,
Mm-hmm.
the people who brought you the Emoji Movie.
I hate it. You could have said our actual game. The actual game we came out with.
I know, I also wanted to point out to you, like, the game that we literally put on Steam is a game in which you don't move.
Called Lost in Spice.
Go check it out, Lost in
VR
Spice.
game.
If you have an
VR cooking
Oculus,
game.
go check it out. Give us
We made it for our
give us a
capstone.
thumbs up.
Yes.
Anyways, for the people who bring you the Emoji Movie,
Oh, stop it.
comes from the IP of the century, the Sonic movie, comes Sonic Coma.
Tails!
A new thriller game
Wait,
brought to you by
Sonic's been in a coma for 10 years.
Sonic has eaten too many chili dogs and has fallen into a deep coma. In his nightmares, he dreams of a major motion picture starring himself,
Oh.
and he
So
must
it's a
watch
nightmare.
the entirety of it.
No, wait, is that the
The
gameplay?
gameplay is trying to fight off executives trying to make the movie. It's a VR game in which you're sitting in, and at the same time you're forced to watch the Sonic movie. The current cut, pre remake.
Does it cut from the real world, or like the game real world of like going to Sonic in the coma, like in the bed, and people coming up to him, you know, like, Sonic, I know we had our differences. It's me, Robotnik. But, you know, I really liked our little rivalry. Really, I mean, Tails isn't really cutting it. He's kind of a wuss. And Knuckles is like a weirdo.
It's always been me and you.
It's always been me and you, and I'm sorry I put you in this coma. And
So the gameplay, it's a VR fighting game
I hate it.
in which you are sat from the perspective of a movie
You don't
theater
even go
chair.
fast?
No, you have to stay still.
You have to just sit.
You have
This
to
is
stay
just an
still.
endurance game.
And people are coming out to fight you as if they're moving towards you in like the movie aisles. And you have to fight them off while also watching the movie. But the challenge is to also learn as little about the movie as possible. At the end, there's a quiz, and you have to get as many questions wrong as you can.
I hate this. I hate it and I love it. It's so memey. This is a tough decision for us who need to figure out which pitch is better. Because this, like, if we give this to the audience, they won't hear back for a while which one we chose, and they're going to forget about it. So we need to come up with which one we like more. Oh, that's pure meme. It's so concentrated.
I was like, okay, game where people can't move.
It's
Coma.
a tough...
And then I ran out of ideas. And I was like, let's just go pure meme lord.
Sonic the Hedgehog.
I was like,
he goes fast.
I was like, what would be cruel irony if Sonic was stuck in a coma?
I would love if the game ended and it's like Sonic being wheeled out and they're like, you got out of the coma, but you can't use your legs. And he's like, you gotta go fast.
Or if Sonic, in the game, you can hear the people from outside the real world. You can hear them talking about you.
The Eggman and being like...
And then you hear them, and Tails is like, pull the plug.
He's been going for too long. He wants to get that big ring in the sky.
And you're like, no, I'm almost done with the movie. I'm almost out.
You pull the plug and it makes the Sonic death noise. He just falls down the stage.
Coins scatter everywhere.
Yeah.
The rings.
Oh boy! Everyone's collected them.
No.
Oh, that's too bad.
It's just a meme. My game is just a meme.
It's just a meme. So, do you want to do a segment, or do you want me to...
Did you want to decide which one was better?
Oh, we did want to decide what
game that I would actually make? Yours. Sounds interesting. Sounds cool.
Game that's made me laugh?
Game that's just the goof?
Hey, if we were both winners...
Maybe.
I'll get the award for we'll actually make this game.
Yeah.
You'll get the award for funniest goof.
Funniest goof.
Funniest goof. Is that going to be the name of the episode? Is Sonic in a coma?
Sonic Coma.
Sonic Coma. Sonic Adventure 3. I'm in a coma.
Help, Knuckles, please. Knuckles,
Sonic,
please.
come to the real world. You're dreaming. I love it and I hate it more than the Sonic the Hedgehog.
Gotta stay still.
This is going to stay relevant when people look back at the old memes of the old Sonic the Hedgehog because they said
timely,
they were.
You know,
it's very timely.
All right. I got a quick one for you.
All right.
I got a quick.
quick
what
one
does this
before I do
rap lyric mean? What's going on with this rap lyric?
Yes. I'm ready.
We're returning to our favorite boy E40, who always just gives out those good lingo.
Mm-hmm.
So these are two lines from a song called Ball Hog.
Ball Hog. Ooh. So
Ball Hog. He's a Ball Hog.
He's Ball Hog.
We got the first one.
Huh?
Tomahawk by my kidney, MCM belt. Fucking want
This
beef?
man's injured.
I didn't finish yet. Tomahawk by my kidney, MCM belt. Fucking want beef? I'll make him a patty melt. What's going on with this one?
I'll make him a patty melt.
That's right.
I'm gonna make you a Whopper with cheese.
This is the same boy who referred to himself as the D-boy.
The D-boy
The D-boy is back.
Let's break this down. Tomahawk
Tomahawk by his kidney.
by my kidney. Missed it. The kidney, we're good.
Should have gone for the
You
head.
should have gone for the kidney. You could have got me. So the man's injured. And he goes,
The man is bleeding
the man
out.
is bleeding out.
But as a good act of faith, I'll make you a patty
Next
melt.
line, because I didn't hear it.
MCM belt.
MCM belt. A nice belt that said MCM?
Sure. Whatever you say, boss.
He cut the belt and he goes, my MCM belt! Oh, dang it. You didn't get my kidney, though. And then the next line is
Fucker want beef?
fucking want beef.
Fucker want beef.
Of course, everyone wants beef at all times,
him a
except
patty
for
melt.
those. What a polite gentleman! You're in my
The
house.
man
Would
is-
you like a patty melt?
And you have just thrown a tomahawk at him, and he
Yes.
offers to make you a sandwich.
He turns the other cheek.
The height of class.
The height of class. He just says,
Judgment is for the Lord.
the Lord will judge you. You will judge my patty melt. How is it? Is it
I
good?
must finish my ultimate act of destiny.
I'm bleeding out.
The patty.
My literal blood, sweat, and tears. Mostly
The
blood.
secret ingredient is blood.
Oh, the tomahawk.
Oh, God.
Ouchie.
Ouchie, ouchie.
Ouchie, ouchie. Alright, you got...
So, yeah, that's Tomahawk, I think, refers to a gun. He's, like, wearing a gun on his
Yeah,
belt.
yeah, okay.
And then I think he just wanted to talk about a patty melt.
Whatever program you're using to
Like
decipher
beef?
this just said, I don't
Fucking
know.
want beef, like,
Fucking want beef?
just.
Oh, I get it. Like
He
beef,
like, oh, you want a beef?
you want a beef? I'll give you a patty melt.
Like he's gonna
It's
give
too
you
specific.
he's gonna give you a lot of beef.
If somebody came up to me saying, "You trying to beef with me?" I'd be like, "Maybe," and they were just like, "You want a patty melt?" And I'd be like, "Sounds delicious."
Sounds delicious.
If you're,
I don't like you. But
now
I'll
I
take your
know
patty
you're
melt.
talking about food because nobody would be that specific.
No one would
and
be
then
that
he pulls
polite.
out his tomahawk and shoots me. Bang, 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 bang. He goes, "You wanted some beef."
All right, I got another one for you from the same song.
All right, from the same song. Ooh, this is first time.
Here we go.
I think.
He goes, "This is a hard one to say, so I might stumble on this."
All right.
Puerto Vallarta, Mexico, Bora Bora, or Bermuda. Me don't do no snorkel. Me don't do no scuba.
Me no do no English. Me no do no.
Croc want patty melt.
I know snorkel. Me don't know how to snorkel.
Me don't do no snorkel. Me don't do no scuba.
Caveman rapper, no like. Go. Okay, so he just lists places first.
He's like Puerto Vallarta, Mexico, Bora Bora, or Bermuda.
Yes, those are all
Those
nice
just like
beach
places.
Yeah,
I guess he likes
nice
beaches,
places.
but he doesn't like to snorkel.
He says no
Me
snorkel
no do
for
no
me.
snorkel. Me no do no scuba.
What if you said, I might try scuba though?
Me no do no snorkel, but I do love to scuba.
I do love to scuba. I saw a manta ray when I was below. It was great.
But scubaing is fun for the whole family.
Scubaing's harder.
Me no do. I love to snorkel. I love snorkeling.
So-
Great fun.
Snorkeling's
Me no do no scuba.
No scuba. If I go below the sea, no.
I'm not trying to get the beds.
I'm trying to, I'm not gonna get the beds. There's sharks down there. Thank you very much. I will stay in this small pond.
Yes.
Where I
I'll
can
put just my
snorkel.
face under the water with a snorkel.
Yes.
I'll have a good time and I'll come back up and have a nice sandwich on the beach.
Sounds great. That sounds like a great vacation for this rapper. He's having his patty melt on the beach.
He's rapping about his patty melt. He's talking about his gun in his belt.
What if it's the reason he no snorkel and knows because he can't have his patty melts under the sea?
Under the sea.
Under the sea. Down here it's wetter, but there's no melt. Patty melts. Take it from me.
That would be the great deleted scene from
Little Mermaid?
She comes up and she looks at the
Product
land.
placement.
And there's E40 on the beach going, "Not today!
Not today! No, no, no.
No, no, no.
Is that bitch snorkeling? Don't do that. Me
do
no snorkel.
It's just like someone's like, "Hey, you want to snorkel? I bought this
goes,
extra
"No!"
one.
He slaps
do
it
no
out of his hand.
snorkel."
Me no snorkel. You say that in real life, it makes no sense out of rap lyrics. All right, Theo. We're gonna do a segment that I like to call Wikipedia Historian.
Nice.
But I have a quick text message from my lovely girlfriend Annie, where she just sent me a picture, and I think it's from Wikipedia. So this is a mini Wikipedia Historian, and then we'll do an
Wikipedia
actual one.
Junior.
We're doing a quick Wikipedia Junior, and then a real one. This is just an image that just says "Old Worm." 13 May 1588 to 31 August 1654, who went by the Latinized form of his name Olaus Wormius, was a Danish physician and antiquary.
Olaus Wormius.
And then the message is "Happy birthday to Old Worm." Thank you, Annie. It's great. Old Worm.
Olaus Wormius.
Old Worm, ladies and gentlemen.
Bravo for Old Worm.
Bravo for Old Worm. Now for another old-timey story. This story is called The Ghost of Cock Lane.
Sure it is. Sure it is. Uh-huh. Yeah.
This is a great ghost story.
Okay.
Because it's very dumb,
I'm buckled
and
in.
you will see where it's going very quickly.
Here we go. I'm going to try to predict it as early as I can.
I'm going to try to... This is a little bit long, but I'm going to try to... I cut it down a little bit.
Okay.
So not all of this from Wikipedia. I did cut in some of my own stuff into this. The Cock Lane ghost was a purported haunting that attracted mass public attention in 1762.
I'm calling it right now. It doesn't exist.
Oh no, he spoiled it. The location was a lodging in Cock Lane near the centre of London. The event centred on three people. William Kent, a usurer from Norfolk. A usurer is basically a moneylender.
Okay.
Like back in the day, you could just fucking lend money to people, and also you could get the cops to get them to collect.
I thought that was like against Christianity doing all that.
Not in 1762. That was like way earlier.
Huh.
Richard Parsons, a parish clerk, and Parsons' daughter Elizabeth. Following the death during childbirth of Kent's wife, Elizabeth Lyons, he became romantically involved with her sister, Fanny.
Spanko!
Canon law prevented the couple from marrying, but nevertheless moved to London. So basically, in canon law, you cannot marry the sister of your former wife.
Oh, okay.
Which is old-timey.
That's the old-timey law of like, hey, don't be a douche.
Hey, just don't do this, please.
Don't be a douchebag.
The couple moved to lodgings near Mansion House, but their landlord there may have learnt of their relationship from Fanny's family, expressing his contempt by refusing to repay a sum that Kent loaned him, about 20 quid. In response, Kent had him arrested.
Sure.
Great.
I'm still not seeing where the ghost fits into this. Here we go.
William Kent and Fanny met Richard Parsons, the officiating clerk at the Church of St. Sepulchre without Newgate. Although he generally considered respectable, Parsons was known locally as a drunk and was struggling to provide for his family. He listened to the couple's plight and was sympathetic, offering them the use of lodgings in his home at Cock Lane. The 3-story house was in a respectable but declining area and comprised a single room on each floor connected by a winding staircase. After they moved in, Kent loaned Parsons 12 guineas.
Okay.
That might lead to conflict based on the previous
interactions.
It was while Kent was away at a wedding in the country that the first reports of strange noises began. Kent asked his daughter Elizabeth to stay with Fanny, who had been then several months into a pregnancy, and to share her bed while he was away? Little girl, get into my bed now. I'm spooked.
Yikes.
The two reported hearing scratching and rapping noises. These were attributed by Mrs. Parsons.
Rapping noises. MCM bell.
Oh no, he's... I don't need these patty belts. We're good.
We don't do no snorkel.
No, we like snorkeling. These were attributed by Mrs. Parsons to a neighborhood cobbler. Although when the noises occurred on a Sunday, Fanny asked if the cobbler was working that day. Mrs. Parsons told her he was not. Spooky. There's also a ghostly figure ascending the stairs. Sightings of a ghostly figure. Fanny was weeks away from giving birth, and they wanted to move out, but had to stay in temporary housing. At this time, Fanny got violently sick and seemed to have contracted smallpox.
Oh God.
She subsequently died.
Oh God.
So two for old Kent over here.
So not great by old Kent.
Kent remarried and became a stockbroker.
Great.
I forget if I trimmed that down or if that just immediately happens in the story. Echoing the actions of Kent's previous landlord, Parsons had not repaid Kent's loan. Not a good thing, of which about 3 guineas was outstanding, and Kent therefore instructed his solicitor to sue him. He managed to recover the debt by January, blah, blah, just as mysterious noises at Cock Lane began again. Catherine Friend had lodged there shortly after the couple left, but moved out after she found heard the noises, and then which had returned intermittently and were becoming more frequent, could not be stopped. They apparently emanated from Elizabeth Parsons, who's the daughter of the man that got the loan.
Oh.
Who also suffered fits, and the house was regularly disturbed by unexplained noises, likened at the time to the sound of a cat scratching a chair.
Ugh.
Very specific.
No, not that chair. The other chair.
The presence of one ghost, presuming to belong to Fanny's sister, Elizabeth, had already been noted while Fanny lay dying. And the two concluded that the spirit now haunting Parsons' house had been that of Fanny herself. Mm-hmm. So now Fanny's ghosting it up.
Sure, blame it on Fanny.
She's the family business of haunting him. The notion that a person's spirit might return from the dead to warn those still alive was a commonly held belief, and the presence of 2 apparently restless spirits was therefore an obvious sign that to both men that each ghost had an important message to disclose.
Yep, they're not pleased.
No, they're not pleased about something. Parsons and John Moore, who is an assistant preacher at the church that he works at, devised a method of communication. 1 knock for yes, 2 knocks for no.
Oh, wow. Real good Morse code you guys got there.
Using the system, the ghost appeared to claim that Fanny had been murdered.
Mm-hmm.
But guess who they said it was murdered by? The guy who gave the loan.
Yeah.
Kent.
Didn't see that one coming. Good old Kenty boy.
It was conjectured that the mysterious figure in white was the ghost of Elizabeth, had appeared there to warn her sister of her impending death.
What?
Get out of this relationship with my husband, my previous husband. As the first ghost had seemingly vanished, the charge against Kent that he murdered Elizabeth was never acted on. But though repeated questioning of Fanny's ghost, it was divined that she had died not from smallpox, but rather arsenic poisoning. Moore had heard from Parsons how Kent had pursued the debt he was owed, and he had also heard from Anne Lyons, who had complained that as Fanny's coffin lid was screwed down, she had not been able to see her sister's corpse. Moore thought that Fanny's body might not show any visible signs of smallpox, and that she might have been poisoned. I'm going to skip.
Imagine if that was the modern court system. It's like, okay, next on the stand, we got the ghost of Fanny.
You hold your tongue for 1 second, for like 1 literal second, because that is 100% what they suggest.
No!
And I love it. Alright, so they basically get people to... the story spread through London. The Public Ledger began to publish detailed accounts of the phenomena, and Kent fell under public suspicions as a murderer. Kent was pissed off about this. I wrote that in.
Yeah, I bet he was. He was like, okay, so your case against me is that a ghost said I murdered her?
By the guy that I got my
money to?
Yeah, lent money to and called the police on. He was pissed about this and contacted Moore, who said there was something darker behind darker than all the rest, and if he would go to Parsons' house, he might be a witness to the same and convinced of its reality. Basically, go see the ghost for yourself, bitch.
No, you.
On the house's upper floor, Elizabeth Parsons was publicly undressed, gross, and with her younger sister was put to bed. Why was the younger sister there? I don't know. The audience sat around the bed, positioned in the center of the room. They were warned that the ghost was sensitive to disbelief and told that they should accord it due respect. Respect
Hey,
me.
ghost, do you like lying? Ghosts don't like lying.
I'm not gonna come out. I'm shy. I'm just a shy ghost. You gotta believe in me. I'm like Tinkerbell. You gotta believe in me. When the seance began, a relative of Parsons, Mary Fraser, ran around the room shouting, "Fanny, Fanny, why don't you come? Do come, brave Fanny. Come, dear Fanny, come." When nothing happened, Moore told the group the ghosts would not come as they were making too much noise.
Hey, lady. Shut up.
Settle it down there. He asked them to leave the room, telling them he would try to contact the ghost by stamping his foot. About 10 minutes later, they were told the ghost had returned and that they should re-enter the room. He asked a series of questions, which all indicated that Fanny was murdered. Basically, I cut this part down because they listed out, like, did you die of natural causes? No. Like, it very much pointed to Kent being a murderer. After more questions, a member of the audience exclaimed, "Kent, ask this ghost if you shall be hanged." Imagine being Kent in this situation. Everyone's fucking razzing him.
Wow. Everyone was like hungry for the rope right there.
He did so, and the question was answered by a single knock. Kent exclaimed, "Thou art a lying spirit. Thou art not the ghost of my Fanny. Of my Fanny. My botch was gone. Fanny. She would never have said any such thing." The ghost appeared to follow Elizabeth. They had another seance. On this occasion, when a clergyman used a candle to look under the bed, the ghost refused to answer. Fraser claimed, the ghost not loving light. The ghost did not like light. That's what? They're just coming up with bullshit.
The ghost hates the light.
After a few minutes of silence, the question continued, and when Moore asked if the ghost would appear in court against Kent, Fraser refused to ask the question.
Of course he did. He's a filthy, rotten liar.
Will you come to court? You may resume
I'm
your
not asking that. No,
You may resume your... I know we had the dog court thing, I think, last episode. Ghost court.
Ghost court.
One knock if you're...
You know what?
Spooky ghost, you here?
Your Honor, this is clearly the guy leading us all down a road of falsehood. You know what? I want to see where this is going.
I'll allow it.
Do I allow it? That's a yes from me.
That's no.
Oh no, I did it backwards. Oh no. I will allow it.
I will not allow it. 4 knocks total from me.
I would not allow it not to happen, is what I meant.
I want this ghost in my courtroom. I want it to get cold in here. I want it to be... It is always too warm in here.
Next week we'll have dog and ghost court. Stay tuned.
Now bring the girl and the bed in here so we may do a seance. All right, so another seance is held, this time at the house of Mr. Bruin on the corner of nearby Hosier Lane. Among those attending was a man extremely desirous of detecting the fraud and discovering the truth of this mysterious affair. A member of the group positioned himself against the bed, but was asked by one of the ghost sympathizers to move.
Ghost sympathizers?
He refused, and followed a brief argument. The ghost supporters left. He won. He won the argument.
Like, no, I'm not.
She said, I'm not
move.
leaving.
Not
and
leaving.
they go, fine, we'll go, and we'll take our ghost with us.
Take our ghost with us.
The gentleman then asked if Parsons would allow his daughter to be moved to a room at his house, but was refused. For the remainder of the night, the ghost made no sound, while Elizabeth Parsons, now extremely agitated, displays sign of convulsions. It became very popular, and Parsons charged visitors an entrance fee to talk with the ghost, which it was reported did not disappoint. So he started charging people for those knocks.
This guy was like, yeah, I know I'm not going to bring this thing to court, but at least I can make a few bucks off of it.
The Lord Mayor of London eventually got involved.
What?
This went to the fucking top, and was kind of not having any of it.
Yeah, I hope he's smarter than that.
He ordered that Elizabeth be tested at Aldrich's house, which is just like a member of... It's like a dude. A panel of investigators was formed. They were promised the appearance of the ghost, and that if they went to Fanny's crypt, they would hear a knock on her coffin. Neither happened. People smelled bullshit. I wrote that.
Yeah. People were like...
I do love this story because they made an investigation from it. It was like an inquiry. Disappointed that the ghost failed to reveal itself, Moore now told Kent he believed it was an imposter. This is the dude that
I
told...
detect imposterization.
The dude that's been with it the entire time was like, and that he would help reveal it. Kent asked him to admit the truth and write an affidavit of what he knew so as to end the affair and restore Kent's reputation. Yes, this sounds about right. But Moore refused, telling him that he still believed that the spirits present was a reminder of his sin. Moore's view of the couple's relationship was shared by many, including Mrs. Parsons, who believed that the supposed ghost of Elizabeth Kent had disapproved of her sister's new relationship. Ugh. What he is saying is, I don't believe Fanny's ghost, but I believe the first ghost. He believes the first ghost was there, but he doesn't believe the second one. He said, second one, bullshit. This one, absolutely.
Absolutely the truth, 100%. Lock it in.
So they tested her in a variety of ways, put her in a hammock, her hands and feet extended. As expected, the noises commenced, but stopped once Elizabeth made to place her hands outside the bed. For 2 nights, the ghost was silent. There's no noises heard, and she was told if no noises were heard by Sunday, she and her father would be committed to Newgate Prison.
Good.
Her maids then saw her conceal on her person a small piece of wood about 6 by 4 inches and informed the investigators. More scratches were heard, but the observers concluded that Elizabeth was responsible for the noises and that she had been forced by her father to make them. Elizabeth was allowed home shortly after.
What about her father?
Nope. Guess what this is going to? Trial.
No.
They're going to trial.
Ghost trial.
Moore backpedaled like he did before, and he went, no, I didn't do this. It was not enough to keep him with being charged by the authorities with conspiracy along with Richard Parsons and his wife Mary Fraser and Richard James, a tradesman. The trial was held and both sides produced witnesses. One of the defense's witnesses' testimony caused the court to burst into laughter, of which she replied, I assure you, gentlemen, it is no laughing matter, whatever you may think of it. This is a ghost trial.
Ghost trial.
This is a literal ghost trial. Thomas Broughton was called in, and a priest named Judge Murray asked him whether he thought he had puzzled the ghosts or the ghosts had puzzled him. This is a sassy judge. John Moore offered his support by several esteemed gentlemen, presented Murray with a letter, a letter from the Archbishop of Canterbury, who sought to intercede on his behalf. Murray, the judge, placed the letter in his pocket, unopened, and told the court, it was impossible. It's related to this case. He thought the Archbishop was just sending him a fucking letter.
Wow.
He's just like, this isn't part of this case.
This can't be true.
The judge spent about 90 minutes summing up the case, but it took the jury only 15 minutes to reach a verdict of guilty for all 5 defendants. People got fined like 500, 600 quid, which back in the day was a lot, and got jail time up to a year or so. Parsons, all the while protesting his innocence, was also sentenced to 2 years imprisonment. He stood at the pillory 3 times, which is the stocks. In contrast to other criminals, the crowd treated him kindly, making collections of money for him. And that is the Ghost of Cock Lane, a fake ghost and a great ghost story because it's just so dumb.
So stupid. People back in the day had no way to entertain themselves, so
no
ghosts.
So just a summing up of this story because I know it was long. Guy loans with his girlfriend Fanny, goes to this apartment, lives there, gives money to Parsons. Fanny dies. He sues him. And then ghost sounds start happening, and then an investigation happens, and then they say, "This is bullshit. It's Elizabeth." Yep. And then he's like, "Whoopsies!"
Caught in the act.
And it's just so nuts. Like, imagine
must have taken course over the course of months, if not longer.
Imagine being Kent, being in the history books for this. He was just a fucking moneylender, and he's just like, no, I didn't murder my wives. Like, can you just chill? Can you have some chill? But he doesn't have any chill because
Imagine trying to do this today, being like, I lent my buddy $100, and now he's claiming that I murdered his wife.
It's so petty. I love it. Every part of it is just so dumb.
I'm not a murderer.
And he's just like, you are. You're I love the people razzing him. Being like, shall you hang? Like, imagine being, what do I do? What do you do about it? Like,
leave me alone. Why are you the ghost?
The ghost says, bring it to fucking ghost court. Anyway. This has been Ghost Court. This has been Ghost Court.
You've been watching Segment City TV.
Now the question becomes, the audience will know what we titled this episode. The question is this going to be Sonic in a Coma or the Ghost of Cock Lane? The Ghost of Sonic the Hedgehog at Cock Lane.
Sonic Coma.
Sonic Adventure 3 Coma. That might be it. All right. It is the end of
Segment City. To wrap up Segment City.
So thank you everybody for listening to this episode of Segment City. Remember, if you want to send in a segment or have any comments for Theo or I, you can send an email to segmentcitypodcast@gmail.com or send us a sick tweet at Segment City.
Sick tweet, dude.
Sick tweet.
Hang 11.
Got any thank yous? Some sick thank yous?
I got a sick thank you. I want sick thank you.
Our mothers.
Our moms. We're dating this Mom's Day.
No. You did it. I can't believe you've done this.
I can't believe you've done this. Another thank you, Richard Robeson. Thank you so much for the use of our theme song.
Yes,
she's got an amazing podcast called Create Loud. You should go check that out.
Yes,
and thank you for listening.
For tuning in.
We'll see you next time. See you around the next curve.
I'm Joaquin.
I'm Theo Sapacos.
Good night from Segment City.
Ooh, don't get hit by a ghost.
Don't get hit by a ghost. Ghost strike. 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 Strike.